Welcome back. So now let's do some examples. The very first topic we're going to do today is converting between logarithmic and exponential equations. So our directions say to rewrite as an equivalent equation. So what does that mean? So before we get started, when I look at example 1, this is an exponential form. Since it's an exponential, what are we going to do? We're going to change this into a logarithm. Okay? And then if we have a logarithm form, then it's going to become, we have to rewrite it as an exponential form. Right? So it's either or. If you see a log, it has to be exponent. If you see exponent, it has to turn into log. Right? So how are we going to do this? Okay, so we know this, we're given y is equal to log base b of x, if and only if, so this means like equivalent to b to the y equals x. I know Alex uses like a, b, c, okay, it doesn't matter, they're just placeholders, right? So since example 1, this is exponential form, so we're going to be focusing on this. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm first going to label everything I know. So first, what is b? B is 2. Okay, y is equal to -4, and x is equal to 1 over 16. Right? So now what am I going to do? I'm going to just rewrite it. So I know, so it's going to be -4 is equal to log base 2 of 1 over 16. And this is the equivalent form of 2 to the -4 equals 1 over 16. Right? So how, one thing, so, I don't know, when I learned this, they did like a little circle thing, like, so to be honest, I don't know, that went over my head. I did not like it. If that's how you learned it, and if you're comfortable with that way, then go ahead and use it. Okay, whatever helps you learn. But for me, what I did, how I remember, is that b, let me put in a different color sheet. B is equal to your base. Okay, for an exponent, okay, this is always your base. Okay, the one that's getting exponentiated or something, that's called the base. And over here, this is called the base. Right? If you remember where the bases are, then that's most of it. Okay? And then how do I remember the y and the x? I just know that they get flipped. Okay? Instead of y equals, it's going to become x equals. Alright? So, I don't know. Hopefully that helps. If not, I think just the best way to learn this is if you just do a bunch of examples. Right? So now that we talked about that, let's go on to example 2. So what am I going to do? I'm going to bring this down a little bit, and we're going to do example 2. So example 2, we're given a logarithm function. So what does that mean? That means we are, and then I don't know why this s is here. Just ignore that. So since it's a logarithm function, I know I have to go into exponential form, right? So again, let's label. So first things first, let's find our b. So since there's no number here, what is this? So I guess let me erase real fast. This is the same as saying log base 10 of 1 over 1,000 is equal to -3. Right? Remember, when there's nothing there, there's a 10, right? An invisible 10, as if we were like taking a square root, x to the first, whatever, right? So that means b is 10, okay, and then x is equal to 1 over 1,000, and then y is equal to -3, right? So what is this equivalent to? This is equivalent to 10 to the -3 is equal to 1 over 1,000, okay? And then one thing I like, so it's a little harder to check like stuff with when you have to go into the equivalent logarithm form, right? But it's really, really easy to check when you convert from logarithm to the exponential form. And this is what we usually do anyways. It's more common to convert from logarithm to exponential, right? Well, one thing I like about this is that we can check our work. So if we have 10 to the negative 3, what is that? Since there's a negative exponent, the 10 goes downstairs. Okay, and then 10 cubed, that is 10 times 10 times 10, that is 1,000. Now as you can see, these are the exact same. So this equation is true. Since this equation is true, we definitely know that this is the correct one, right? So that's how you convert logarithm and exponential equations. And then the next topic, we'll talk about evaluating logarithmic expressions.